whispers in the wind. Can't you see the flowers wilting? Don't make me say I told you so. I told you so. And the church bells stopped ringing, and the dogs, they don't bark, and the laughter is silent. I don't want to say I told you so. Something is wrong, I can feel it. Something is wrong, can't you see it? Can't you see the streets all empty now? Can't you see the speech is stolen?
Well, hello, good morning. This is the day after that many of us have seen the footage of Henry Novak, and I just wanted to come and first say my condolences to his family and friends, and his father was especially dignified yesterday, and quite right. His son is not a political enterprise. That is a boy he won't see grow up, have children, play another game of football. He won't hear his laugh again. And all those things, as a mother of 3 boys and a daughter, that I can't even begin to imagine how they're all feeling. But on top of that, knowing that in his last moments, he was asking for help. He was telling the police that he'd been stabbed. He was totally disregarded, ignored, treated like a criminal, handcuffed. And the last words he heard, besides those of the man who had stabbed him, getting some sympathy about his slightly marked eye, and the police officer saying, "I don't think you have, mate," about him being stabbed, was him being read his rights whilst he was handcuffed. So that is all awful, and more articulate and eloquent people than me will be talking about that today, and hopefully for many, many days to come. But this is, for many of us, not a surprise. And I think I have a little bit of insight into how the police behave and how we, the good people, are perceived by the police. And I can tell you that when they've attended the protests, the meetings that I do, where I go and stand somewhere and we want to just speak about women and women's rights, the police come and their attitude is, and I've been saying this for many years now, their attitude is that we are already the aggressors just by being there. Henry Novak was already the aggressor just by being a young white man. And we middle-aged women are already the aggressors just by saying that we don't want men in our spaces. And so whatever the behavior of those people that come to protest, and in Henry's case, whatever the behavior of the brown-skinned people around him, he was automatically assumed to be guilty. So whatever the behavior of the trans activists, when they come and scream and shout at me, and all the other women that they scream and shout at, well, whatever they do is justified because they've already been wronged. They're already victims in the eyes of the police, and we're already the aggressors. So those victims have to do an awful lot for the police to treat us like victims. Like every single time. The way they speak about us. The fact that the Metropolitan Police, when my name has been said, I'm pretty sure it's happened to Tommy Robinson's name also. When my name has been said, they booed and they hissed in a training meeting. The police are at war with us. Now, that doesn't mean every single police officer is a complete shitbag. It means that the system that they work within has already decided that we're the enemy. White working class are scum. Brown working class people, well, they can't be expected to behave. White working class people are scum. We must be crushed. The way they talked about the Unite the Kingdom rally. Now, it wasn't a white rally, but the way it was talked about, it might as well have been a white rally. They are at war with us. And they expect us to be compliant. And they will do it. I mean, look what happened in Ireland recently. There was an Irish uprising, and then there wasn't. There was a truckers' protest in Canada, and they all got debanked. They all got their money taken. So I want to tell you the things that you can do and that you must do. You must start campaigning in your own local areas. You're going to have to do it. Don't wait for anybody else. You're going to have to do it. It's not difficult. You're going to go to council meetings. You're going to read up on your council agendas. You're going to find these are things that you can do, right? There's loads of things that you can't do that are massive, that it takes a certain sort of person to be able to do them. And that might not be you, but the other things can be you. You can have a look at the syllabus of your children's school. You can find out whether or not they've got critical race theory woven into the fabric of their lessons. Are they using words like decolonization when it comes to history? Are you teaching your children about the history of Europe and the history of this country? These are things you can do. So you find out about school policies, you find out about council policies, you find out whether or not your council invests and how much they invest in diversity, equity, and inclusion. Like, these are the things that are killing us, people. And it's a death by 1,000 cuts, but it's still a death. You will still die. Your children's future will be over. So, critical race theory, write to your police force. What are their policies? How much money have they spent on DEI? Do they have a DEI officer? Do they have a hate crime officer? Do they list hate crimes against white people as hate crimes? Do they list hate crimes like men using women's spaces as a motivation against women? Like, these are the things we need to start looking at. And I'm telling you, people, you're going to have to do it again and again and again. You are going to absolutely inundate your council with freedom of information requests. Where are they housing the migrants? How many houses are HMOs? How many are licensed HMOs? How many of those licensed HMOs are going to house people new to this country? Like, you're going to have to do it. Please don't wait for anybody else. There is no one else. There's that thing that says no one's coming. No one's coming. No one's coming to help you. You're going to have to be difficult. You're going to have to be awkward. You're going to have to be belligerent. You're going to have to be firm. You're going to have to be consistent. You're going to have to stop being apathetic. Oh, what does it matter? It matters. It matters. It matters because all of these policies that we've all gone, oh, that's nice. Yeah, well, we're all racist. Are we? Are we? Are you? Are you more racist today than maybe you were yesterday? Are you? Do you think that's what somebody wants? So this is what we're going to have to do. I'm going to tell you again. Critical race theories in schools. They're going to begin to indoctrinate your children to feel guilty from the very get-go. And now you're going to send your kids at age 2 into the free care at school. They're going to be taught from a really, really young age that that white skin of theirs is something to be ashamed of. So critical race theory is going to start from the age of 2. It's going to be everywhere. Everywhere. And you're still going to keep being told that you're racist. So you have to look at that. You have to look at DEI policies in your local police force and also in your councils. You're going to write to your councils. You're going to ask about how much money they spend on these DEI policies. You're just going to have to do it. We're going to have to keep unearthing this stuff. And you can't rely on other people. I can't say this enough. It's going to be you. It's gonna be you. Join a political party. It doesn't matter. I mean, Kemi Baden not saying the right thing, so it can be Conservatives, it can be Restore, it can be Reform. You can make your own. Party of Women quite clearly is against critical race theory. Join us. If you want to help me, join us. If you want to help me continue, drop me a little order for some t-shirts. That will help me. At the moment, I can't sustain, well, I can't afford at all any security. We're going into Whitechapel. If you want to do something, put your body somewhere like Whitechapel on the 27th of June. That's what we're doing on the Saturday. We're going and having a Let Women Speak there. Because we're told in this country there's nowhere that we can't go. There's no-go areas. And I think they're lying. So I want to go to the no-go areas and prove that they are really no-go. So these are the things that you can do. It's not completely hopeless, everybody. You can save it. We are on the brink. Very, very edge of the precipice. But we're not off it. And there are things you can do. Southampton at 6 o'clock. Outside the Southampton police station. I'm going to be there. I would imagine the police are going to be there. They're going to really hope to God that they can justify now talking about the riot. So don't riot. We're not vermin. We're not animals. We don't loot. We don't riot. We don't cause violence. We don't give the police an excuse. They don't need an excuse. So let's not give them a narrative that makes everything all right for what they have done. You can't do that. You absolutely have to stay calm. No masks. No masks. No aggression. Just like righteous anger, but make it count. Totally make it count. And it's going to be in the way that you stand and you are firm. And if you care about that boy and his family at all, you will do this in a dignified and civilized way, because that's what's needed. Consistent, firm pushing is what's needed, right? A push to make the police do the right thing, and you won't let them. You won't make them do that if you let them show that actually we are the thugs that they accuse us of being. So I'll be there at 6 o'clock. But I'm telling you that it's got to be firm pressure from now on. You have to make it difficult for people to do the things that they've been getting away with. Like it really, really fundamentally has to be so impossible for them to continue to demonize you. Don't sit on your ass in the next time there's an election. Get up, get out, campaign. Because we are the majority. We just have to liberate the other people from their silence. And then we take our country back. But if you're not careful, the whole place will fall. And that's what the people that you don't even know their names, it's what they want. They want us divided. They want us to feud. And then they want to take us. They want to own the information. They want to own all the labor. They want to own all the land. They want to own all the food. They want the water rights. They want all of it. And they can't do it if we stand up for our country and we retain our borders and we retain our national interests. Like, our country is ours. It's not up for grabs. We are not part of a global feudal system, and never should we be. But it is up to you, and the time is now. If not you, then who? And if not now, then when?
They told you fields were just a stain. Men who worked year after year turned to villains, and nothing dear. Tractors rust in silence now. Hands that fed a nation's need, branded cruel for sowing seed. And every voice that once was strong was softened, bent, or told it's wrong. You learned to doubt what you could see, and call it progress, call it free. This is how a country falls, not with fire but whispered calls, telling you you're something bad for loving things you always had. They turned your home into a ghost of everything it valued most. Now you stand and barely know the place you swore you'd never lose. Your family bonds, they broke into fractured villages and community. The town's empty without immunity. Stories twisted, lines erased, roots cut out and left to dry, while no one stops to ask them why. And every doubt you pushed aside was labeled wrong, or fear, or pride. So you stayed quiet, played along, and called the silence staying strong. This is how a country falls, not with fire but whispered calls, telling you you're something bad for loving things you always had. They turned your home into a ghost of everything it valued most. Now you stand and barely know the place you swore you'd never lose. And maybe it was slow by design, 1,000 cuts across the line, no single moment you could blame. Just looking back and not the same, you traded truth to feel at ease. Now the mirror shows a face that doesn't recognize this place. This is how a country falls, quiet streets and empty halls, people taught to stand ashamed of every root from which they came. Oh, England, how I love you so, your history and all I know, the sorrow and tears I cry for having to say goodbye.